Imagine every night you hear the heartbreaking cries of your little girl, but she's not there. You wake up, heart pounding, in the eerie silence of your home, the only sound being the distant hum of the refrigerator. You're not dreaming. This is my reality, every single night. Hello, I'm Linda, a mother of an angel. My angel, my sweet little Lucy, who left this world far too early, is the one who visits me in the darkest hours of the night. Her cries, her screams, they fill the silence, echoing off the cold, empty walls of our house. A house that was once filled with her laughter and joy, now echoes with her sorrow. Her voice, once sweet and melodic, is now distorted and filled with pain. The sound is unbearable, a constant reminder of the tragic loss that I endure every day. It's as if she is calling out to me, asking for help, asking for her mommy. But I can't do anything. I can't comfort her, I can't hold her, I can't wipe her tears away. These nights are long, filled with an unsettling quiet that is broken only by her cries. It's a chilling symphony that plays on repeat every night like a record stuck in a loop. I've tried everything to silence them, to bring peace to her restless spirit, but nothing works. Nothing stops the screams, the cries, the constant reminders of the void she has left behind. You might think I'm going mad, that grief has finally taken its toll on my sanity. But I assure you, the cries are real. They're as real as the love I have for my daughter, as real as the pain of losing her. The nights are the hardest. They're when I feel her presence the most. It's when the reality of her absence becomes unbearable. It's a cruel, chilling reminder of the daughter I lost, the daughter I can't comfort, the daughter I can't hold. Her cries echo in the night, a chilling reminder of my loss. Every day, I find myself drawn to her resting place, hoping for a solution. The sun is barely up when I find myself standing at the gates of the graveyard, the dew still fresh on the grass. I walk the familiar path to her grave, each step heavy with the weight of my sorrow. I stand before her tombstone, a beautiful marble piece etched with her name. "My darling," I whisper to the wind, "why do you cry out in the night?" I can almost see her there, her little face scrunched up in distress, her cries piercing the quiet of the graveyard. I can't help but feel the sting of tears in my eyes. "Please, my love," I plead. "Your cries echo in my dreams, shattering the silence of the night. I need you to stop." Day after day, these conversations unfold, a one-sided dialogue between a mother and the daughter she lost too soon. I share my thoughts, my fears, my desperate hopes that somehow, some way, she might find peace. I bare my soul to the cold marble, hoping my words might reach her, might soothe her. And yet, the cries continue. Each night, they echo through the house, a chilling reminder of the void left by her absence. It's a cruel twist of fate, to be haunted by the one person you'd give anything to hold once more. The visits take their toll. I feel the weight of them in my bones, a heaviness that tugs at my every step. Sleep eludes me, chased away by the echoes of her cries. I am a shell, hollowed out by grief and desperation. I feel myself fading, worn thin by the relentless cycle of hope and disappointment. And yet, I persist. I return to the graveyard day after day, drawn by a mother's love and a desperate hope for peace. I stand before her grave, my heart heavy with sorrow, my voice hoarse from pleas that seem to fall on deaf ears. "Please, my darling," I beg, "let us both find peace." I stand there in the silence of the graveyard, pleading for peace. But no matter how much I beg, the crying and screaming don't stop. It's as if my pleas fall on deaf ears, dissipating into the cold night air, swallowed by the unending darkness. I've spent countless nights whispering into the wind, my voice barely a murmur against the chilling screams that echo through the silence. It's a symphony of sorrow, a requiem of despair that haunts my every waking moment. The weight of this relentless torment, it's almost unbearable. It's like a specter, a phantom pain that gnaws at the edges of my sanity, threatening to consume me whole. I find myself questioning my own mind, doubting my own senses. Could it be that grief has driven me to madness? That I've become a prisoner of my own sorrow, trapped in a world where the dead refuse to rest, and the living can find no peace? I've tried to hold on to the remnants of my normal life, clinging desperately to semblances of routine and order. But they're nothing more than futile attempts to drown out the screams, to escape the maddening cries that reverberate through my soul. It's like trying to put out a raging inferno with a single drop of water. Every night, as the sun dips below the horizon and the world is enveloped in darkness, the dread sets in. I can feel it creeping up, a growing sense of unease, a premonition of the torment that awaits. It's a cycle, a never-ending spiral of despair that threatens to shatter the fragile peace of the day. And so, I find myself back at her grave, night after night, pleading with the silence, begging for an end to the torment. But there's no response, no respite from the haunting cries. It's as if my daughter, my sweet little girl, is trapped in an eternal nightmare, her screams an unending echo in the void. Every night the cries continue, a haunting lullaby that brings no comfort. Opening. I feel her around me even when I can't see her. There's a peculiar sensation, a certain unsettling shift in the air, you see, like a whisper that you can't quite catch, a touch that you can't quite grasp. It happens when I least expect it, in the quietest corners of my day. I'd be washing the dishes or folding the laundry, and it's there. A giggle that wasn't there before, a small hand brushing against mine that wasn't there a moment ago. It's like she's playing hide and seek with me, my little girl, darting in and out of the shadows, her laughter echoing through the empty hallways of our home. I feel her presence, a presence that's both comforting and unnerving. It's a constant reminder of what once was and what could have been, a reminder of the love that still lingers and the pain that refuses to fade. Sometimes it feels like she's right there, standing beside me, her tiny fingers entwined with mine. Other times, it's as if she's just out of reach, her voice a mere echo carried by the wind. I often find myself questioning if it's all just a figment of my imagination, a cruel trick played by my grieving heart. Or is it truly her? Is it my little girl reaching out to me from the other side? I sense her in the stillness of the night, in the rustling of the leaves, in the fleeting shadows cast by the flickering candlelight. It's as if she's trying to communicate, trying to make her presence known, trying to tell me something. But what? What could she possibly want to say? There's an unseen presence in my home, a silent whisper, a ghost of a memory. It's her. I know it. It's my little girl. And even though I can't see her, even though I can't hold her, I feel her. I feel her in every corner, in every room, in every breath I take. Closing. I can't help but wonder, is she trying to tell me something? This experience, as chilling as it is, has made me question everything I thought I knew. I find myself trapped in a cycle of midnight screams and graveyard pleas. It's like a surreal dance of shadows and echoes, where the line between reality and the ethereal is blurred. The nights, once a sanctuary of peace, have become a symphony of my daughter's cries. Each tear that falls, each whisper of her name, is a stark reminder of the void she left behind. It's a void that's filled with questions, doubts, and a longing for answers that seem just out of reach. I've always been a woman of faith, but this experience, it's made me question the very boundaries of life and death. Is there really an afterlife? Is my daughter trapped somewhere between this world and the next, unable to find peace? Or is it simply my grief playing tricks on my mind, weaving tales of sorrow and despair? The guilt, the regret, it's a burden that weighs heavily on my soul. Did I do enough? Could I have done more? These questions, they haunt my every waking moment, echoing in the silence of the night. It's a guilt that's as relentless as the midnight cries, a guilt that's as tangible as the cold gravestone bearing my daughter's name. In this journey of sorrow and loss, I've learned that death is not simply an end. It's a transition, a shift from one realm to another. It's a beginning, albeit one shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. Death is not the end, it seems. It's just another beginning, a beginning we don't fully understand. And while I continue to seek answers, to understand the cries that fill my nights, I hold on to the hope that one day, my daughter will find the peace she deserves. Until then, I'll continue my midnight visits, my pleas for silence, my search for understanding in a world that's filled with more questions than answers. Y'all, we're wrapping up here, but don't you go anywhere just yet. Show some love, hit that like button. Fancy more content like this? Go on, subscribe and let that bell icon ring so you won't miss a beat. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, sharing is caring. Until next time, stay tuned.